Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So, inshallah, today we'll be taking the revision like we take every time. So, the first 10 minutes, inshallah, will be revision. And after that, we will be taking the session. And so, in the revision, the first part is going to be the chapter that we have learned. Inshallah, we'll start. The Sad who normally takes the revision is unfortunately not asked with here today. He has got some meetings, so he's not here. So, inshallah, I'll only be taking the revision. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله ونحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. So, Assalamu alaikum, I welcome you all. So, as I told you, we'll have a short revision of what we have done before, and also we will do the PPI of the grammar. So, last three sessions, we have seen 2 3 things. One is the purpose of the revelation, and in that we have seen that the purpose of a revelation, Allah Ta'ala is saying, is to do tadabbur and tadakkur. Kitabun anzalnahu ilayka mubarakan liyadabbaru. Liyadabbaru is so that they ponder ayatihi over its ayat, waliyatadhakkara, and so that they take admonition to ulul albab, people who have understanding. So it is not just for people who are not going to be thinking about it. It is not just something that is just put there and it is there and you don't have to think. Allah Ta'ala is wanting us to think and wanting us to make tadabbur over it. So that was the purpose of the sending down the second. After that, we learned that Quran is easy, and in that we had taken the ayah walakad yassarnal Quran dhikri, and that is walakad, and indeed yassarna, we have made yassarnal Quran, the Quran with dhikri, for the zikr. And then the last class we learned how do we go about learning this, right? So in that we had taken a dua, and that dua is a very commonly recited dua. It is Rabbi Idni ilma. Right? Rabbi, we know Rabbi is Rabbi, my Rabb. Rabbi, Rabbi, my Rabb. Right? Zidni, Zid means to increase. Uh, Zid means to increase, and Ni is for me. Zid is the order. So the TP of that will be Zid, increase. Ni, me. Zid, Ni. Right? So Rabbi, that is with a Rabb is the noun, and B is for me. Rabbi, my Rabb, is the closeness that we're feeling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Zidni, increase me, and in knowledge. In what? In knowledge. Rabbi zidni ilma. The second part of the thing that we had learned was how are we going to learn? First is we have to make dua for whatever we are going to do. We have to make dua for that, and that's why we recited this dua, Rabbi zidni ilma. And after that, we have to use all our resources. That's the second point. First is ask Allah for knowledge, and the second point was use all your resources. And in that, the most important resource that we saw was the pen. So we had taken the ayah from Surah Al-Alaq, which is Alladhi allama bil qalam. Alladhi is the one who. Alladhina is the plural of that. So Alladhi, the one who, and Alladhina, all those who. Alladhina. Alladhi allama. Allama is taught. First, we had in that before that we had said ta'allama means to learn, to receive, to learn, and allama means to teach. So ta'allama is coming and allama is going out, in the sense that going out and teaching others. Alladhi allama is what Allah Ta'ala has taught us. Allama with what? With qalam, with the pen. So these are the two things, Rabbi zidni ilma and alladhi allama bil qalam. Everybody can mute their mics as soon as they join, because then otherwise there's a disturbance.
Sir, can you make me the host?
Yeah, I'll make you the host.
Yes.
Right. So now we can control, we can admit the people who are joining also.
Okay.
Sorry for that break. So coming back, alladhi allama bil kalam, alladhi, those who allama, teach with alladhi, the one who, that is here, alladhi is singular, so it is for Allah. Alladhi allama, taught, bil qalam, with the, and the last part of that was the part of Surah Mulk that we had taken, where we had defined the purpose of our creation and why Allah Ta'ala has created us. And the reason for the creation was ayyukum, which of you. Ayyu means which, kum, all of you. Ayyukum, which of you all. Ahsanu, Hasana was good, and Ahsan is best. So that is superlative degree that is being used. And we had seen other examples of that. Kabir, Akbar, Saghir, Asghar, and Hasan, Ahsan. So ayyukum, which of you all? Ayyukum. Ahsanu is the best. Amala, in deeds. Amal is the noun, and wherever the noun comes in the accusative case or with the two zabars, then it is one additional alif is put there. So ayyukum, which of you, ahsanu, is best, amala, in the amal. So this is the first part that we have taken, and the second part was the grammar part. So in the grammar, we'll have a revision of the thing. So just see the TPI also on how the TPI is done. So I'll be inshallah using both my hands to show the TPI, so you all can just see. So the first verb that we had taken was abada. Abada means he had worshipped. It's a past tense verb. Abada. So singular was, the hand is down here. Abada, abadu. Then the second person, abatta, abattum. Abada, abadu. Abatta, abattum. Abattu means I had worshipped. Abadna, we all had worshipped. Right? So abada, abadu. Abatta, abattum. Abattu, abadna. Then the present tense of that was, we take it at eye level. Ya'budu, ya'budun. Ya'budu, he or is worshipping, or he will worship. Ya'budun, they all are worshipping, or they all will worship. Ya'budu, ya'budun. Ta'budu, ta'budun. You are worshipping, you all are worshipping. Ta'budu, ta'budun. A'budu, I am worshipping. Na'budu, we all are worshipping. So that is at eye level, right? So ya'budu, ya'buduna. Ta'budu, ta'buduna. A'budu, na'budu. And then the order was u'bud, worship, and the plural was u'budu, you all worship. La ta'bud, do not worship. La ta'budu, you all do not worship. Right? And then we had seen the active participle abid, the one who worships, ma'bud, the one who is worshipped, and ibadah, the process of worship. So these are the words and how it comes, and that was a formula that we took for abada. Then we'll take it for daraba also. So daraba, darabu, darabta, darabtum, darabtu, darabna. Right? So this is the past tense of daraba. He hit, they hit. Daraba, darabu. Darabta, you hit. Darabtum, you all hit. Darabtu, I hit. Darabna, we all hit. Right? And the present tense will be at the eye level. Yadribu, yadribuna. Tadribu, tadribuna. Adribu, nadribu. Right? Idrib, hit. Idribu, you all hit. La tadrib, do not hit. La tadribu, you all do not hit. Darib, the one who hits. Madrub, the thing that is hit. And darb, the process of hitting. Right? So in the books and in the presentation also it was to hit, but you can get confused whether it is a verb or a noun, but it is all a verb. So you have to take the process of hitting. Then we had listened the word sami'a. We all are listening. So sami'a, he had listened. Sami'u, they all had listened. Sami'ta, you had listened. Sami'tum, you all had listened. Sami'tu, I had listened. Sami'na, we all had listened. In the present tense, it will be yasma'u, he had listened. He is listening or he will listen. Yasma'una, they all are listening or they all will listen. Tasma'u, you are listening. Tasma'una, you all are listening. Asma'u, I am listening. Nasma'u, we all are listening. Isma', listen. Isma'u, listen you all. La tasma', do not listen. La tasma'u, you all do not listen. Then sami', the one who is listening, listener. Masmu', the thing that is listened to. So, for example, Quran can become a masmu'. Then some, the process of listening, some, right? So we had I proved last time the example of some was the ayat in Suratul Jinn, right? So this with this we have completed the revision. I have exceeded 1 minute because I think I started a minute late. Right. So with that, inshallah, we come to our session for today. And the session for today is our last session from this particular book. This course that we had started with was 50% of the Arabic words. And today, inshallah, will be the last part of the session. Inshallah, after that, like before, we will take a revision of the last five classes. And I'll start my screen share with this. We'll take revision of the classes that we have done in the last 5 times. After that, I intend to take one more revision, but in that we will do the homeworks which some people were able to send, some people were not able to send. So we'll take those questions one by one, and we'll see the solutions of that also one by one. And in that, then anybody has questions on those, we can take it at that time. So inshallah, today is the last session, but today is actually a revision of whatever is done. There's nothing new, and we'll just apply whatever we have learned to the session of today. And as I put in the message last night that it is going to be starting with Suratul Baqarah. So inshallah, with that we start with the presentation proper. Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So in today's class, we will be uh, it is a test basically, or I would say rather a revision of what we have learned. And in grammar, we'll see sarf saghir, or the shortening of what we have learned. So it is nothing new in both of the sessions today. And this is okay. So Alhamdulillah, we have completed the course, and in this lesson, we will show you that, mashallah, you already know 50% of the words in the Quran. We'll just take those ayats, and you'll be easily able to translate them. So that will give you more confidence also. So as I told you, we will be starting with Surah Al-Baqarah, and we'll be taking the starting few ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. So let's identify the words that we have learned. Alif Lam Mim, of course, does not have a translation. Allah best knows what is the meaning of that. A lot of people have tried to give interpretations, but it is their own interpretations, and we really do not know what the meanings of Alif Lam Mim are. But it is a part of the Quran, and as we know that each alphabet of Alif Lam and Mim has got significant amount of uh, rewards in that and thawab in that, right? So the words we'll just see that we have dhalika. We know that tilka, dhalika actually means that. Okay? Dhalika. This is we've already done. Al kitab, we already done this. Al kitab, the book. La, we already know. No. Raib is a new word. Inshallah, we'll take that. Fi in he. Fi he in it. Right. So fi he is also already done. Fi means in, and he means it. Fi he. Hudan is also already done. Hudan means guidance. Li also we know lillahi, for Allah. Lil muttaqin. Muttaqin is a new word for us. So if you see this sentence, we already know more than 50% of the words. See, if you see the underlined words, Zalika we already done. Al Kitab is the book. La is already done. Fihi in it. Hudan guidance. Lil muttaqin, for muttaqin is a new word. So just imagine we have already known 90% of the words in the classes that we have done till now, and we've started Surah Al-Baqarah. We are not towards those end things. So this is something that will give you confidence that inshallah with the application of whatever you have done, we will be able to sort of even if we take any ayat from in the middle of the Quran, inshallah, we'll be able to at least grasp something from it. So Zalika is that, Al Kitab is the book, that book, right? We discussed this before, but again, when we are reading the Quran, the book is in front of us. So technically, it should have been this book, right? But it is the royalty of the Quran that the Zalika is used. So it is like if somebody is saying ki somebody is praising some very big person, so he'll say तुमको मालूम है वो कौन है वो कौन है, that person might be in front of him also, वो ऐसा है वो वैसा है, so it is like trying to say कि that kind of, that something very big. So Allah Ta'ala is saying ये वो किताब है, this is that book, this is that book, वो किताब है. So something like that. So that's why that is used. So don't get confused that when we have listened and learned the grammar, this means here in front of us, and this kitab that we are reading, Quran, is in front of us, then why that is used. So it indicates the royalty of the Quran, that it says this is that book which is. Then the next part will come. So dhalikal kitabu, that book, la rayba, la rayba. Rayba means doubt, right? So we normally take the meanings. If you see the meanings are in Greek, alif lam mim is in Greek, and as I told you, it has no meaning. Dhalika, that al kitab is the book, la, no, rayba means doubt, no doubt. So this, in this sentence, we just have two new words and two new meanings. Rayba means doubt, right? So raiba means doubt, so we should not have any doubt. But here, this is an opening thing where Allah Ta'ala is saying that this is that book in which there is no doubt. Any other book in the world that is there, the authors would say that this is what we understand or what we think, and maybe something else comes later, and we would then modify it accordingly, and then we have newer editions of that thing coming. All that is nullified with this one sentence. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. This is something which has absolutely no doubt. You don't have to wait for another edition to come or something like that. So that is such a beautiful opening for it. So ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Hudan is guidance. Guidance. Hudan is the noun. Guidance, if you see, there are two uh, fathas on that. So that is a guidance. That's why if you see there is a written, indicating that it is singular form. So it is like when you're saying in a single form, wo guidance. That the guidance which only thing that can guide is that. And for whom is this? Lil muttaqeen. So if you are not a muttaqi, there is a possibility that you may not get guidance. So we should try and become muttaqi. We should try and become Allah conscious, God conscious, or have that taqwa of Allah and have that fear of Allah. Which, in case if we do not have, then we may go away from the guidance. We may not receive that guidance at all. This is a very powerful ayah. And if we connect it to the surah before that, we always read Alhamdu. In that, what are we doing? We are asking for guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ihdina, ihdina, ihdina siratal mustaqim. We're guiding, asking Allah that, oh Allah, guide us. Ihdina siratal mustaqim, siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. The guidance of those who you favored. غير المغضوب, not of those on whom your anger was. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين, and not of those who went astray. And immediately after that, we are going to read Alif Lam Mim, ذلك الكتاب لا ريب. This is the book in which there is no doubt and in which there is guidance. So we also know that these two dots that come is a part of the reading, and how it changes the meaning of that, in the sense that if we are the by the rules of recitation, we can either stop at these three dots or we can stop at these three dots when we are reading it together. But even if we are reading or stopping anywhere, the meaning of that in fact get beautified. So for example, if we are reading ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ, we can stop here because there are these three dots here. So that would indicate that this is the book, there is no doubt. Right? There is no doubt. This is the book, no doubt. And then we can start from fihi hudan lil muttaqin. In it is guidance for the muttaqin. So whenever in Quran we have these two dots coming, the rules of recitation tells us that you can either stop at the first dots or the second dots. and whatever is in between these two three dots, then that can be taken as a part of the first sentence or the second sentence, and the meaning will fit in both of them. So wherever in the Quran you find these three dots, you will find that the meaning of the words in between these two dots, which means this and this, is applicable to both the first part of the sentence and the second part of the sentence, and you can read it any which ways, and the meaning in fact gets more beautified. So ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. Now, here first ayah we saw that it is guidance for whom? The muttaqeen. Here again we will see this is the third ayah, and how many words you already know from it, right? Alladhi is already done, and alladhina is already done. We have seen in the revision just now also. Alladhi is for single, and alladhina is for plural. So alladhi is singular. So when Allah Ta'ala, we are using the alladhi for Allah Ta'ala, we use alladhi, and we are using it for people who are more plural, then it will be alladhina, right? So alladhina yu'minuna, this is a new word, but uh, uh, iman and yu'minun, it comes from iman. الذين يؤمنون بالغيب الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. الذين, those who, يؤمنون, يؤمنون, believe. So here we are seeing the new words, yes, 3 or 4 new words. يؤمنون, amana is the one who believed. Yu'minuna, who it is, if you see, this is in present tense. This is the beauty of the Quran. We have learned in Arabic grammar that the present and future is same word used, right? We don't have a separate word for future. So here, when it is saying alladhina yu'minuna, so it is saying those who are believing or those who are going to believe, right? So the here we are defining who those muttaqin are. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. فيه هدى للمتقين. And who are the muttaqin? الذين يؤمنون, those who believe. In what? بالغيب. بالغيب. Ghaib is a normally commonly used Urdu word, so it's not really new for you. It's not something which you can't understand. الذين يؤمنون بالغيب. Those are the ones who believe in what? In the ghaib. So in the ghaib, what all is coming? In the ghaib, everything that you do not see, the unseen is coming. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in the ghaib. Allah Ta'ala's angels are in the ghaib. The Jannat is in the ghaib. The Jahannam is in the ghaib. So all these things are not seen by us, but still we believe, right? So الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. And after believing in the unseen, what are they doing? وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةِ. They are not offering prayers. Qama yaqumu means to stand. Qama yaqumu, right? So yuqimuna. So they are either establishing it now or they are the ones who are going to be establishing in future, right? So this is the beauty, as I told you, in Quran, or when the it is used in the mudare form, it could either be present or it could either be future. So alladhina yu'minuna bil ghaibi wa yuqimuna as-salah. Yuqimuna as-salah. They are the ones who establish prayer. They are the ones who are establishing prayer, or those are the ones who will establish prayer, right? Establishing prayer is a part of being a muttaqi, right? And mimma, so and mimma means out of what? So mimma, I'll just show you, comes from what? Min and ma. Okay, mimma is not a new word, it is actually min plus ma. So write it so that you understand. Okay. Okay, so mimma is, we already know min means from. Min plus ma. Min plus ma becomes Mimma here, as you see, mimma. Min plus ma becomes mimma. So mimma is an idgham of the noon sakin with the meme, and that's why that shadda is also coming, and the noon is not seen there, and there'll be a little gunna that we are going to do there. So wa mimma, min from ma whatever. Mimma, min means from, ma means whatever, and when both combine, it becomes mimma. Right? So wa mimma razaqnahum. Razaqna, we know razaqna, we have given risk. Razaqna, right? Razaqa, razaqu, razaqta, razaqtum, razaqtu, razaqna, 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 whom we have given them risk. We have provided them, giving risk. Right? There are two things that these muttaqeen are doing. After believing in the ghaib, they are spending. Razaqnahum, what are they doing? Yunfiqun, yunfiqun, nafaqa, nafaqa, yanfiqu, right? Anfaqa, yunfiqu, right? So nafaqa, nan nafka, it's a commonly used term in Urdu. A lot of people who are knowing Urdu, they will nan nafka dena hai. Nafka means expenditure, basic expenditure. Here Allah Ta'ala is telling us the muttaqeen are who? The muttaqeen are the ones who believe in the ghaib. They ikamus salat. They establish the prayer. And mimma razaqnahum, and from what we have given them, they what do they do? Yunfiqun, they spend. So as you see, seeing already, we are knowing most of the words. It is just few words which we have not done till now, but they are not difficult. Rizq is something which we already know, and yunfikun, nafaqa, nan nafka. So nafka is the expenditure. So on whatever we have provided, they are spending. Coming to the fourth ayah. Wa means we know already, and walladina, walladina, and those who. See in this also, almost just three new words are there. Yu'minun is already gone. Walladina, and those who yu'minuna, believe. Alladina yu'minuna, those who believe, are believing or will believe in future. Because this is a dynamic thing which is going to go on. And there are a lot of people who will believe later also. Right? So walladina yu'minuna bima, be, we already know, in ma what. وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا. So they are the ones, the muttaqeen are being defined as I told you. So muttaqeen are the ones who يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةِ. First of all, iman bil ghaib. Second, establishing salah. They spend of whatever they're given. And they are the ones يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا unzila ilayka. Unzila, nazala, yanzilu, unzila. Unzila, what we have revealed is a passive form. Unzila ilayka, towards you. Whatever we have uh, sent down to you. Anzala is to send down, nazil karna. So jo bhi humne nazil kiya hai, whatever we have sent down. As we discussed, nazala means to send down, not revelation is not the real proper translation. So وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ, whatever, and those who believe bima, in what unzila has been revealed ilayka, towards you. Who's the you here? Who's the ka here? He is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which Allah Ta'ala is talking to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in second person. So this is the talk that Allah Ta'ala is talking to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's why it is ilayka. So here this ka indicates that it is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam who's being addressed to. Ilayka, this ka, ilayka. Right, so those are the ones who believe in you. Allah Ta'ala is telling the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ. إِلَيْكَ. Those are the ones who believe in you. Right, is what is being sent down to you. وَمَا, and what? وَمَا أُنزِلَ, and what was sent down. Right, so if you see here, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا unzila ilayka, whatever is sent down or was sent down to you, and wama unzila, and whatever was sent down min qablik. Min qablik, min before you. So min qablik is actually a phrase together. Min qabl means before, and ka is before you. So whatever has been sent down to you and whatever has been sent down to before you, right? So it means that whatever the books that have been sent down before Quran, that is the Injil, the Zabur, we have to believe in it. That is the first part of the faith. It is not that the Prophet ﷺ has come with any new religion. It indicates that this is the same religion which Allah Ta'ala has given the people before us, right? So that is a basic meaning. So وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ وَمَا أُنزِلَ مِن قَبْلِكَ. Whatever we have given you, ilayka, and min qablika, and what was given before you. And then the most important part comes, wa, and bil akhirah. Akhirah we know is akhirah is the hereafter. Wa bil akhirati, and in the hereafter. Whom, they all. Who are these whom? They are the believers. They are the muttaqeen which are being spoken about. Wa bil akhirati hum yuqinun. Yuqinun is to have firm belief. This is also a commonly used word in Urdu. Yaqeen, iman, yaqeen, iman, yaqeen. These two words go together. So yaqeen is now this yaqeen is used in the verb form, right? So those are the ones who, even if they don't have firm belief now, they can have firm belief in future. They can join those categories. So as I told you, the present and future makes it so beautiful that the it applies to everybody who is there reading it now, and also the people who will be inshallah believing or getting that yaqeen in future. Maybe we believe, but the yaqeen is less. So the yaqeen is something where we are 100% sure about something. So we have to try and see that with our iman, our yaqeen also builds up. So والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون. So as you saw, there are just two new words in this, unzila and yuqinun. Qablik is min qabl. Qabl we know pehle. In Urdu also, qabl means pehle. Min qablik, aapke pehle. Right. So I don't think it is, as you are seeing, whatever we have done till now is enough for us to sort of take us ahead. And even if you, as I told you, take any ayat in random from the Quran in between, you might be able to go through almost 60-70% of what that ayat has. And then for some words, you might just require to take the help of the dictionary or a translation. Right. Ulaika, we already know. Ulaika, those who. Right. Ulaika, how, like these words we have already seen before. So this, the last part, the last ayat, all the words are known except the last word, which is al-muflihun. Inshallah, we'll come to that. So, ulaika, those are the ones. Ala, on. We have already seen ala means on. Alaykum, assalamu alaykum. So ala, on. Ulaika ala hudan. They are the ones who are on huda, on guidance. From where? Mir rabbihim. From min, we have already seen. Min is from rabbihim, from their Lord. So they are the ones who have already received guidance from their Lord. Ulaika ala hudam min rabbihim. They are the ones who have already received guidance from their Lord. Wa, and ulaika wa ulaika humul muflihun. And they are the ones, they only are the ones who are al muflihun. This also word is, I'll just simplify it for you. Muflihuns are the successful ones. Falaha, falah. Falah means success, right? So muflihun is the uh, active participle. Muflihun, falaha. This is a different form. Aflaha yuflihu. So we'll not confuse with that. But just know the meaning of that. Al muflihun are the successful ones. So those are the ones who are on hidayat, and those are the ones who are on the guidance. Ala hudam min rabbihim, on guidance from the Lord. Wa ulaika, and those are the ones humul muflihun. They are the ones who are the successful ones. So here, with the first five ayats, we know that what is the, where is the guidance, what, who are going to get the guidance, the muttaqeen are going to get the guidance. And who are the muttaqeen? The muttaqeen are the ones who believe in the ghaib. They are the ones who establish salah. They are the ones who spend out of what Allah Ta'ala has given them. They are the ones who believe in the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, whatever is sent, that is, they believe in the Quran. They believe in the books before, that is, Torah, Zabur, etc. So all that they are believing in. And then Allah Ta'ala is telling they are the ones who are alal huda, on the guidance mir rabbihim, from their Lord. The guidance from the Lord, not from anybody else. Wa ulaika humul muflihun, and they are the ones who are going to be successful. Right. So with that, we saw that how easy it was for us to uh, make the translations of the first five ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah. And inshallah, as we go ahead, you will realize, or even in the tilawa that you're doing regularly and daily, inshallah, if you read that with a little slowing of your speed and focusing on each word, you might be able to define that word and on what part of grammar it is falling. And that would make it easy for you, inshallah. So just try to attempt that and try to do that. Right, so with that, we take the most important ayah of the Quran. This is the Ayatul Kursi, and which is again in Surah Al-Baqarah, and it is the 255th ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We'll just try and see the words that we already know. So those will be in the darker color, and only two new or three new words in this. So الله لا إله إلا هو. Allah, we already know the meaning of Allah. La means no. La ilaha, we have already seen this. La ilaha illallah. So, but here, La ilaha illa huwa. There is no God except Him. There is Allah, and there is no God except Allah. But here, instead of using Allah, they're using huwa. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa. Right? Al-Hayyu, that is one of the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is one of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Hayyu means the ever living, the one who is living and he continues to live. We have known one of the other attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is huwa al-awwalu wal-akhiru wal-zahiru wal-batinu. So he was there from before everything was there, and he is going to remain after everything is over. So this is the Ayatul Kursi, which is giving us a lot of attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is how a lot of other ayat in the Quran are also going to give what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. So if we want to know the sifat of Allah, we have to open the Quran, we have to learn the meanings of these sifat, and then those names will become familiar to us, and the attributes of the powers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will also become clear to us. Right? Allahu la ilaha illa huwa. So there is no God except Allah. Al Hayyu, the ever living. Al Qayyum, the sustainer and protector. We saw Iqam as-salat is to establish prayer. Qama yaqumu with the same word is qawwama. Qawwama means to make somebody stand, to make something be in existence, right? So that's why the meaning of this is the sustainer and the protector of all that exists. That is how it is translated. But if you concentrate on the root words, it is qama yaqumu qawwama, to make somebody stand or to establish something so that it remains there by itself. So he is the sustainer and the protector, right? So the word root, if you go to the root words, then you'll get the feeling of the meaning of that, and then the translation will fit better, because otherwise sustainer and protector would have other meanings also, or other words also. But here sustainer and protector together is qayyum. Qayyum, as I told you, is from qama yaqumu, that we always say iqama salat, establish prayer. Yuqimuna salat, they are the ones who establish prayer. So just one word, you see how it can be used in different forms and how it changes the forms. So that is the beauty. With lesser number of words, we have our diverse meanings that we get in the Quran. Coming back to Ayatul Kursi, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum la ta'khuzuhu. La, no, does not. Ta'khuzu, overtakes him, takes him. Akhaz karna, le lena. La ta'khuzuhu, does not take him. Here the who implies Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that does not take him what? Sinatun. Sinatun is slumber, jhuka. Just a little something like this. It's just sitting and you just feel a little sleepy. So la ta'khuzu sinatun. So what it tries to indicate, then we know that this ayah is recited for protection against something, for asking for Allah's help. So if we know the attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he is not even going to get a slumber. एक झोंका भी नहीं आने वाला है. So you know that he's going to listen to you. Otherwise, you will feel uh, if uh, if you want to ask somebody something and that important person is sleeping at the time you want that particular thing, you know that this person can give me. But if that person is sleeping at that time, then you know that even if he's capable of giving you, he's not going to give you at that particular time. So that is completely negated by this statement. لا تأخذه السنة لا تأخذه سنة. So does not overtake him sinatun, that is slumber. Walan wala naum, and not even sleep. Naum means sleep. Nama yanum naumun. Naumun is sleep. Right? So once we know that we are believing in a God who is Al Hayy, ever living, Al Qayyum, who is a protector and a sustainer of everything that is there on the earth, and that he is not overtaken by sleep or even a small slumber. So then you will have more confidence in the in what you're asking for. So whenever you are asking for anything and whenever you are reciting Ayatul Kursi, just ponder over the meanings, the beauty of the ayah, and then your conviction will also get better, and you will be able to inshallah ask in a much better way. So la ta'khuzuhu sinatun wala nawm, so does not take him slumber nor even sleep. These words also are known. See these just two one new word in this. Lahu, we already seen lahu, lahum, laka, lakum. Lahu, for him or belongs to him. Ma, whatever, what. Lahu ma, fi in. As-samawat, the skies. Wama, and whatever. Fil ard, whatever is in the earth. Whatever we are asking for protection from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we know that that also belongs to Allah ta'ala. So something that belongs to somebody, that person takes care of it. So Allah ta'ala is making us say that lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. So to him belongs whatever is in the skies and whatever is in the earth, which means the angels. That is, suppose if we might protect something with the angels. So we know that to Allah only belongs those angels also, and with His command, those angels are going to do whatever Allah Subhanahu wa Taala says. So lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. So whatever is there in the skies and on the earth, within the earth, it belongs to Him. Whether it is petrol, gold, silver, whatever assets that we sort of think, that also belongs to him, and we belong to him, and the most ashraful makhluqat also belongs to him, right? So and he's the controller of everything. Al Qayyum, remember that. Al Qayyum. lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. Man dhallazi. Man means who. We have already seen man. Who. Man is who. Man dhallazi. Who is the one that. The yashfa is a new word, but it is, we already know, shafa'ah. Shafa'ah. Man الذي يشفع, who is the one that will give shafa'ah or can intercede, right? So we know that uh, okay, in the dunya also we will get benefits of this particular ayah, but here Allah Ta'ala is also reminding us about the akhirah, and Allah Ta'ala is questioning us or making us question that who is the one who can yashfa'u, intercede, who is the one who can give shafa'ah, who is the one who can give wasila to get your things done. So man dhallazi yashfahu indahu, who is the one who can do that? Allah Ta'ala is questioning that there is no, this indicates there is nobody who can intercede. So shafa'a, if somebody is expecting shafa'a, it is not possible for anybody. So man dhallazi yashfa'u indahu, who is the one who can intercede? Illa bi idhni, except with his permission. So only when Allah Ta'ala permits shafa'a, we will get shafa'a. So we have to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to get the shafa'a. So if you feel that the shafa'a is just going to come, then no, it is not. You have to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so much that He would then intercede, oh, this is my person, this is my banda. Ibadi, huwa ibadi, he is my ibad. We have to become that way. Only then we can uh, have the royalty of getting the shafa'ah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So man lazi yashfa'u, who is the one who will do shafa'ah indahu, with him. Inda, we know, indahu means it indicates possession. Who is the one who can do shafa'ah with him? Illa, except, bi'idhnih, except with his permission. B, we already know, and he also know. Izn is permission, right? Izn is permission. So in this particular part, there are only two new words, yashfa'u and izn. Only these two new words. So with that, we come to the next part. Again, in this, only one new word is there in this part. Alima ya'lamu, you have already known. Alima, he knew. Ya'lamu, he knows. So here, ya'lamu is he's knowing now also, and he's knowing in future also. So ya'lamu ma, what, whatever. Ya'lamu ma bayna aydihim, whatever is between his hands, or it indicates whatever is before him, in front of, right? So before them or before them. Whatever is in front of us is what is called bayna aydihim, whatever is before us, right? So يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُم, and whatever is behind, whatever is in front and whatever is is behind, he is knowing now and he will also know in the future. As we know, يَعْلَمُ, he is knowing, he will know. يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُم, and whatever is khalf, whatever is behind. Wala, and not. Yuhituna, this is the only new word in this. Wala yuhituna, and never yuhit. Ihata kiya hua hai. Ihata is an Urdu word which a lot of people might be knowing. Ihata means to encompass, to surround, right? So ya'lamu ma bayna aydihim, whatever is in front, wa ma khalfahum, and whatever is behind them, wala yuhituna, and they will never encompass, all they will never surround, all they will not know. Bi shay'in, anything. Shay is already we know, anything is shay, cheese, कोई भी चीज, जरा भी नहीं, कोई भी चीज इहाता की होगी. Min ilmihi, of his knowledge, from his knowledge. So there is nothing that can encompass anything of his knowledge. I mean, he is covering the knowledge completely. He is knowing everything, and that's why we say alimul ghaibi wa shahada. He is the one who knows the ghaib also and the witnessed also. Some things happen and a lot of people are witnesses to it, and some things happen where there is a no witness. But he is the one who is alimul ghaibi wa shahada. He is the one who is the knower of the ghaib also and the one things that are witnessed also. Illa, except, bima sha, except that which he will. Right? So this is uh, whenever we are asking for protection, we are reinforcing ourselves in knowing the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who knows whatever is in front of them, whatever is behind them, and nothing encompasses of any knowledge with him except whatever he wills. So once we know that, the amount of confidence we would have after reading Ayatul Kursi will be completely different. Rather than people telling, Acha, ye problem hai, Ayatul Kursi pad lo, and you will not know what you are reciting. Once you know the power of the words, the kind of impact that will have on you, and the kind of confidence that you will get after reading the Ayatul Kursi will be completely different, inshallah. So, يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُمْ وَلَا يُحِيطُونَ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنْ عِلْمِهِ إِلَّا بِمَا شَاءَ. Right, so then with this we come to the last part of the Ayatul Kursi. Here also, if you see, there's just one new word, which is wasi'a, wasi'a. Wasi'a is something we already know. Wasi means to be expanded or big. Which is wasi' hona. Urdu, it's used very commonly in Urdu. Though it is come in Urdu from Arabic only, but since it is used by us commonly, we already know it. So wasi'a is, as we would see, grammatically it is a verb, right? Wasi'a already has a, if you see, it is a past tense verb. So just imagine the impact of this, that whenever some words are used in the past tense and some words are used in the present future tense, Wasi'a already has encompassed, already it is expanded, it is already done, it is already there. So that's why the word is used in the past tense. Wasi'a, already encompassed, and already wasi. What is wasi? Kursi. Kursi is already something which we know, so it's not a new word as such. Wasi'a kursiyuhu. Kursi is kursi, kursiyuhu, his kursi. His kursi is wasi. It is already done. It is already wasi. We don't. He's not going to make it wasi now. It is already encompassing or already covering what? As-samawati wal ard. So his kursi or his chair is so wasi that it is expanded or encompassing as-samawat, all the seven heavens, wal ard, and the earth as well. Wala ya'uduhu. This is a new word. Ya'uduhu. Just remember these new words, and inshallah, your Ayatul Kursi will go at a different level whenever you are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with anything, with using the Ayatul Kursi. The power you'll feel in your hearts, the confidence that you'll feel will be inshallah completely different after you know the meaning. So I would suggest everybody go back, write this, and get it into your the meanings into your brains so much that whenever you are asking, and be slow in asking. We are used to reciting something which we know very fast, but try to slow down on that and focus on the words and then ask. And inshallah, your asking also will become very different, and you will feel the power of the dua and the power of ibadah in your ayatul kursi, inshallah. So wala ya'uduhu, and he does not feel fatigue. So there could be somebody who is all powerful, all capable, and he's not even sleeping, and he's awake at the time that you ask him, but he's already tired, right? Allah Ta'ala is defining that also for us, saying that He does not get tired, He is not fatigued. Wala ya'uduhu, and no fatigue feeling comes to Him. Wala ya'uduhu hifzuhuma. To do what? To preserve. Now you know the meaning, and now you know why we are saying Ayatul Kursi on some things, and then uh, wanting Allah Subhanahu wa Taala to protect it, right? Wala ya'uduhu hifzuhuma, and He does not feel fatigue in doing what? In guarding and preserving. Here, if you see the word hum instead of hum, what is used? Huma is used. We have not done this, but just to tell you why huma is used, huma is for the earth and for the heaven. Because two things are coming here, earth and heaven. So that's why instead of hum, we have this extra alif here, which indicates that this is dual. This is for two people. So, like huwa, huma, for two, and hum is for plural. Since huma is not come so often, that's why we are not taken it in our routine thing. But since we are getting it here, and I think you can just know that addition of that alif is going to make it dual, or just make it two. We have discussed this fact before that in Arabic we have plurals, which will mean three and more, and dual has got specific words as you're seeing here, and I'll just confirm that also. And singular has specifics. We have singular, we have dual, and then we have plural, which is three or more than three. Right? So, so hifzuhu means to protect him. Hifzuhuma, protect both of them, and hifzuhum means protect all of them. But here the word used is hifzuhuma. So Allah Ta'ala is saying that His kursi is encompassing the skies and the earth, and He does not feel fatigued in protecting both of them. So both are something very important. The skies are important, and the earth is important, and then whatever is in them is belonging to Him. So something that belongs to Allah Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala is not going to get fatigued to protect them. So as we know that whatever things we have all, uh, and we ourselves also are belonging to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Coming to the last part, wa huwa, wa means and, huwa means he. Al Ali, Al Ali means a'la. It is big, most high. Subhana Rabbi al a'la. Right? So that is the a'la, and from a'la comes Aliyun. Aliyun means the most high. The al makes it the, and then that's the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So al aliyul means most high, and with that al joining it, it will become aliyul azim. Azim means supreme, means big. Subhana rabbi al azim, azmat wala. Right? So we have to get those things. Inshallah, whenever we are reciting the Ayatul Kursi, we have to get these things and internalize these things. So Alhamdulillah, this is the Ayatul Kursi that we have completed. And with this, again, keep revising this vocabulary sheet again and again. So with this, what we did was two things. We did the first five ayat of Suratul Baqarah, and then we did the Ayatul Kursi. Right. So these are commonly read things. You already know the words. You have memorized the words. The only thing is to know the meanings of these words. Right. So I would ask you all to, anyways, in the homework of this session, you will have that. So with this, we will stop share for the first half, and inshallah, we will go to the second part of the class today, which is going to be the grammar. Again, in the grammar today, there is nothing new that we are going to be learning. It is just a revision and sort of reformatting of the things that we have done before. So with that, we'll start the grammar, inshallah. Bismillahi walhamdulillahi wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So in the grammar part, we are going to be taking short tables of the verbs. Whatever we have learned now, we are trying to make it concise. We have also revised the same thing in the first 10 minutes of revision today, but now we will make it more concise so that we get a full table, and within that we can sort of take those words from them. So we know that we are using our hands and we are using thinking, we are hearing the words, we are seeing those words written in front of us, we are thinking about them, we are seeing it with our mouth, we are showing it with our hands, we are doing it with emotions, love in it, and we are doing it together. All this would make your TPI perfect, and if your TPI is good, then inshallah you will remember it better. This is the revision of the last class, which we have already done before, but we'll just go through. Madi means perfect tense, something which is already done. We saw in Ayatul Kursi, wasi'a was in past tense. Mudare means imperfect tense, which is being done, something is being done now, or it will be done in future. As we said, Ya'lamu, Allah Ta'ala knows now also, and He is going to know in the future also. Ya'lamu. And Amr is the order of the words. We'll take a few examples. We had started with Fa'ala as a basic formula for making all the things. So Fa'ala, he did. Fa'alu, they all did. Fa'alta, you did. Fa'altum, you all did. Fa'altu, I did. Fa'alna, we all did. Yaf'alu, he does or he will do. Yaf'aluna, they are doing or they will do. Taf'alu, you are doing or you all will do. Taf'aluna, you all are doing or you all will do. Af'alu, I am doing or I will do. Naf'alu, we all are doing or we will do. If'al, do it. If'alu, you all do it. La taf'al, you all don't do it. La taf'alu, you all don't do it, right? So if'al, if'alu, la taf'al, la taf'alu. And we saw that the active participle doer of the action is fa'il, and the one on whom the action is done is maf'ul, and the act of doing is fa'il. So that was the revision of the last class, and in today's lesson we will be just combining that and making it concise so that we can apply this to all other words and we will get a lot of words from that. So this we've already seen. Right. So this is the table that we are talking about. So this again actually is just a revision of what we have done before. But if you see, fa'ala, he did. Yaf'alu, he is doing or he will do. If'al, you do. So with this one, once we get the word fa'ala, we can have the full gardan very easily. Fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alta, fa'altum, fa'altu, fa'alna. And if we take the yaf'alu, we have to know that because each word will have a different pattern. That's why you should know the present tense also. And that's why we are making this short table. So fa'ala, he did. Yaf'alu, sorry, yaf'alu, he does or he will do. Yaf'alu, yaf'aluna, taf'alu, taf'aluna, af'alu, naf'alu. Right? So once we know the word yaf'alu, then all the other becomes easy. That's why we are making this table. So if we know fa'ala, we know how to make fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alta, fa'altu, fa'altu, fa'alna. And once we have yaf'alu, we have yaf'alu, yaf'aluna, taf'alu, taf'aluna, af'alu, naf'alu. So whatever verb we get, we just put that formula and then we'll get all the others. Right? If al. Once we know if al, then we know if al, if alu, la taf'al, la taf'alu. So once we know that one word, then we can easily form the others. That's why we are going to take these kind of charts. So once we know this, then we can easily go ahead. And we've seen fa'il, maf'ul, and fa'il, right? Fa'il, maf'ul, and fa'il. So fa'ala was madi, past tense. Yaf'alu was present tense or future tense. Amr was if'al. These are all verbs. So in the red, what you're seeing is the verbs. And the active participle, fa'il is the noun, maf'ul is the noun, and fa'il is also the noun. We know that the signs of nouns are what? Either there is an al in front of it, or it could have tanween, an, in, and un. It could either have two zabars, two pesh, or two zer, two fatha, two kasra, two damma, or al. So if there is one al, then one of the tanween gets dropped. So fa'ilun will become al fa'ilu or al fa'ila or al fa'ili, depending upon how it is used. So fa'il is a noun. Maf'ul the thing that is done or affected also has the same rules. It can have al with it, al maf'ulu, or it could have maf'ulun, maf'ulan, maf'ulin, right? And al fi'l. Fi'l also can have al fi'lu, al fi'lun, al fi'lan, al fi'lin, right? Or if it is feminine form, then it will have a ta marbuta to attach to it. We have seen that before. Muslim, Muslimah, right? So that way, a ta marbuta can also get attached to it. So if that ta marbuta is getting attached to it, fa'il will become fa'ilatun or fa'ilah in short. This is fa'ilun can become fa'ilah or fa'ilat. Ata is for the plural form, right? And for the masculine plural, we already know two things: add either waw noon or ya noon, right? So here it is very easy. Fa'il can become fa'iluna, fa'ilina, or feminine form become fa'ilatun and fa'ilatun. Same way, maf'ul, the one who's affected, maf'uluna plural, maf'ulina plural, right? Maf'ulatun will be feminine form with the ta marbuta. Here you will have a zabar in front of it. Okay. And maf'ulat is the plural. Simple. The same word, the one word with fa'ilun, you can get fa'iluna, fa'ilina, fa'ilatun, fa'ilatun. So now if you don't want to confuse, then we have taken the word Muslim. So Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimatun, Muslimatun. Right? Same way, fa'ilun, fa'iluna, fa'ilina, fa'ilatun, fa'ilat. Okay? And maf'ul can become maf'uluna, maf'ulina, maf'ulatun, maf'ulat. Okay? So this is just the plural making which we have done in the first chapter itself. So as told you, today we do not have any new grammatical concept. It is just a revision of what we have done, but application of what we have done. So we need to keep applying whatever we have learned. If we do not do that, then gaining knowledge is going to be of no use, because if you're not going to apply it. Okay, so now we can come to the short table that we were talking about. So we saw it for fa'ala. We'll take some other words and then practice this. So fataha means he had opened. So once we know this word fataha, we can make the past tense of it completely. Fataha, fatahu, fatahta, fatahtum, fatahtu, fatahna. That is the madi part of it, the past tense of it. Now, if we go to the present tense, we have yaftahu, yaftahuna, taftahu, taftahuna, aftahu, naftahu. So we get the full present tense with it once we know the formula. And for the amr, it is iftah, means open. Iftahu, you all open. La taftah, don't open. La taftahu, you all don't open. And the active participle is going to be fatih, and the passive participle is going to be maftuh, and the act of opening is called fath. And as we saw, the blue ones are the nouns and the red ones are the verbs. So fatih can become fatihuna, fatihina. And if a ta marbuta comes to it, then fatihatun, fatihat, plural of that. Now, if we take maftuh, the thing that is open, so maftuhuna, maftuhina, that is the plural. And in feminine form, maftuhatun, maftuhat, right? And fath is the process of opening. So these are the different examples we did with fataha. So you can imagine with just one fataha, we have not even taken all the things, but how many words are getting formed here? Just the past tense, then the present tense, then the order, right? So in fact, if we take the complete conjugation, 14 in the past tense, 14 in the present tense, and 4 or in the order. And the active participle, the masculine form, feminine form, plural, 2 forms. So 6 words. Each thing is going to give at least six words. So you can just imagine what in one fataha, how many new words are getting formed. So once we know the formula of this, then the meaning also becomes easy for us to understand why which word is used there and what is the meaning of that word, right? Just by knowing the basic verb meaning. So let us take one more example. For example, the word nasara. Nasara means he had helped. Nasara. He had helped. So once we are taking the word nasara, we can have the full conjugation or gardan of the word nasara. Nasara, nasaru, nasarta, nasartum, nasartu, nasarna, nasara, he had helped, nasaru, they all had helped, nasarta, you had helped, nasartum, you all had helped, nasartu, I had helped, nasarna, we all had helped. Same with the past tense or mudare. Sorry, that is the past tense. The present tense, mudare, is yansuru. We have known that this is on Bab Nasara, and the same word Nasara we are using. That's why there is a pesh here. Right? Here we had a zabar. Fataha. So, Nasara yansuru. Yansuru, yansuruna, tansuru, tansuruna, ansuru, nansuru. Nasara yansuru, he helps, he will help. Yansuruna, they help, they all will help. Tansuru, you will help. Tansuruna, you all will help. Ansuru, I will help. Nansuru, we all will help. This is the present tense. And in the order, if you see here, we have iftah, and in the nasara we have unsur, right? That is why we should know each word, and once we know that word, then everything else becomes easy. So iftah, iftahu was there. Here it is unsur, unsuru. You help, you all help. La tansur, you don't help. La tansuru, you all don't help. So once you get that word unsur, you know how to do the others, and that's why if you know this table for a lot of verbs, then all the other meanings, inshallah, will become easy. Nasir is the one who helps. So Nasir can become Nasirina, Nasiruna, that is for plural. And if it becomes feminine, Nasirah. Nasirah is the one who's helping, female who's helping, Nasirah. And many of them will become Nasirat, right? So these are the way we can make more and more words with that one word that we know, Nasara. Mansur is the one who is helped. So Mansur, Mansuruna, Mansurina is the plural. And in the feminine, Mansurah, the one who is helped. The female who is helped is Mansurah, Mansurat, all the females who are helped, plural form. And Nasr is the help. So these is the kind of table for one word. If you have all these, you can make many, many more words out of that. And if you have many, many words, you can try and understand what is happening and why it is happening, inshallah. So with this, we'll take some more words. Daraba is he hit. We have just taken the example of Daraba, Darabu. He hit, they all hit. Darabta, Darabtum, you hit, you all hit. Darabtu, Darabna, I hit, we hit. This is the past tense. So with Daraba, we get this full past tense conjugation. With present tense, Yadribu, Yadribuna, he hits, he is hitting, or he will hit. Or they all, sorry, not, yeah. So Yadribuna will be for the plural. So Yadribuna will be they are hitting, or they all will hit. Tadribu, you are hitting, you will hit. Tadribuna, you all are hitting, you all will hit. Adribu, I am hitting, I will hit. Nadribu, we all are hitting, we all will hit. Order will be idrib, hit. Idribu, you all hit. La tadrib, don't hit. La tadribu, you all don't hit. Right? And active participle is darib, the one who is hitting. Daribuna, daribina, plural. And if you want to make it feminine, daribah, daribatun, that is or the female who's hitting. Daribat, the females that are hitting. Same madrub, madrubuna, madrubina, madrubah, madrubat, right? And darb is the process of hitting. Same with sami'a. I'll not make the full conjugations now. We will just take all these words together. So sami'a yasma'u isma', sami'a yasma'u isma', sami' masmu' sam. Right? So this is how we have to make and practice. So if we go back, fataha yaftahu iftah, fatih maftuh fath, nasara yansuru unsur, nasir mansur nasr, daraba yadribu idrib, darib madrub darb, sami'a yasma'u isma', sami' masmu' sam. Right? So we can make this for any word. We can make it for ja'ala, dhakara, alima. So ja'ala, yaj'alu, اجعل جاعل مجعول جعل ذكر يذكر اذكر ذاكر مذكور ذكر علم يعلم اعلم alim ma'loom ilm, right? So on. So you take any verb and then inshallah you can make it according to the formula. We have already done it before, but you just make this short table. So today's class actually is about the short table where we are making everything very concise and taking just 6 words out of that one verb. We have already practiced this before. Hal nasarta Zaidan? Did you help Zaid? And the answer we had seen was Naam. Nasartu Zaidan. And if it is plural, Hal nasartum Zaidan? Did you all help Zaid? Naam, nasarna Zaidan. Yes, we all helped Zaid. So now we will see it with the who instead of the word Zaid. So we'll change the Zaid to just who. And just for our learning purpose, we will keep a pause. So it's for in the previous example, which we have done so many times before, is Hal nasarta Zaidan? Have you helped Zaidan? Now, if you don't want to specify Zaid and we just want to say him, have you helped him? Then we will add who to it. So the question becomes Hal nasarta who? Have you helped him? So now we are giving here a pause so that you understand. So just highlight it also. Nasarta is you helped, and who is the pronoun here. Sorry. I think I'll take this circle and makes it easier. So this who that is added here, Nasarta who. So that Zaid we are changing with who, right? And here then we don't know whom is being helped, but it is the word who. So Hal Nasarta who? Have you helped him? And the answer will be Naam Nasartu who. The answer there was Naam Nasartu Zaidan, but here it will be Nasartu who. So now you see that little change is very important. And this, if you see, I'll just change the color so that you understand. Maybe we take it this, right. So this here we have Nasartu, and here we have Nasarta. The question will be Hal Nasarta Zaidan, and the answer will be Naam Nasartu Zaidan. And here when we are adding who, it will be Hal Nasarta who, and the answer will be Naam Nasartu who. And if it is plural, one thing you have to note that here an extra wow is added. And instead of the sukun, you are getting a pesh here. These are the two differences when a plural is being used. We know that Nasarta is you helped, Nasartum means you all helped. But when a pronoun gets added to it, we have to add this extra pesh and extra wow. So with Zaidan, that was not there. In with Zaidan, it was Hal Nasartum Zaidan. Did you all help Zaid? But when the who is attached to it, we are adding an extra wow and a pesh. That's why it is becoming Hal nasartumuhu. Hal nasartumuhu instead of nasartum. Okay, so just keep this difference in mind. So whenever a pronoun is added with a sukun, this extra wow and pesh are added to it. Right? So the question for the plural is going to be Hal nasartumuhu, and the answer is going to be Naam nasarnahu. Okay. So with Zaid it was Hal nasartum Zaidan, Naam nasarna Zaidan. But here it is Hal nasartumuhu, Naam nasarnahu. Right? So if you see now you have known the basics, but when you hear it for the first time, you will start getting confused. Oh, okay, what is this? Who? What is this? So now just try and dissect, and that's why if you see this slide says give a pause for the ease of learning. So when you are reading also in the Quran and you get words like this where the who is attached to it or something else is attached, you just take a pause there and try to analyze what is this who, what is this whom, why is what coming, right? So, and remember this difference that extra wow and extra pesh is added to this. Okay, so with this, so similarly, instead of nasar tahu, you can use any other pronoun. We can use a ha, you can use a hum, you can use huma, whatever, right? So we've also seen for the present tense, hal tansuru zaidan, do you help Zaid? And the answer is Naam, ansuru Zaidan. We help, I help Zaid. Hal tansuruna Zaidan? Naam, nansuru Zaidan. Do you all help Zaid? And the answer is yes, we all help Zaid. So now we'll just go to the little details of this, just to dissect it out and make it easy for you. So here, tansuru indicates it is present tense or future tense, and it also indicates either it is being told to a female in the third person or a male in the second person. So hal tansuru is also there, or hal tansuru. Did she help? Also will be tansuru. Okay. So hal, but with the context in the sentence, you'll know whether it is being used for a male or a female, though the words are absolutely the same. So hal tansuru Zaidan? Do you help Zaid? Naam ansuru Zaidan. So the tansuru for the first person becomes ansuru. We've seen this before, but just highlighting the differences. And hal tansuruna Zaidan? Naam nansuru Zaidan. So the question is in the second person and answer is in the first person. Tansuru, tansuruna, ansuru, nansuru. Right? That way. So that's why your words should be already with you. They should be you should be remembering them well so that you don't have any confusion whenever you see the words. So now when we are adding who instead of Zaid, then it will become hal tansuru. Who do you help him? Just to understand it, you can take a pause here. Hal tansuru who? Naam ansuru who? Yes, I help him. Hal tansurunahu? Hal tansurunahu? Right? So do you all help him? And the answer is Naam Nansuruhu. So all these words are same here. Only in the past tense that Vav Noon was added for Tumuhu was added. Vav Noon was here. It is all the same words. Al Tansuruhu Naam Ansuruhu. Hal Tansurunahu Naam Nansuruhu. Okay. So the grammar also, Alhamdulillah, is done for today. And we'll just see the how we can reach the highest ranks in Jannah. Right? And this is a hadith. An Abdullah ibn Umar ibn As radiallahu anhuma. Anna Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam all. What did he say? It will be said to the companion of the Quran. So it will be said to the Sahib al Quran. Sahib al Quran is the one who is companion of somebody, is somebody who is always attached or always with that person. So are we companions of the Quran or no? Is the first question we should ask ourselves. And we should, if not, try to become the companions of the Quran. And what will be said to the companion of the Quran? So first of all, we have to make an attempt at least to try to become the companion of the Quran. Only then we can expect that we fall into this category of people who are being said. What is being said? Iqra, recite, wartaqi, and ascend. Iqra wartaqi, ikra wartaqi. Read and ascend. Padhta ja, charta ja, padhta ja, charta ja. Iqra wartaqi, iqra wartaqi. Warattil, and recite slowly. We know that ratti means to recite with proper tajweed, to recite in a good way. So iqra warattil, and recite with tartil. What you recite? We are not going to have a masaf in our hands at that time. Today, you have masafs in your hands where you can take maximum benefit of it. Keep reading it, keep memorizing it, keep trying to remember whatever you're reading, because there no masaf will be given to you, and you, if you are a sahib al Quran, you will be asked iqra wartaqi, and rise, pad or chad kahan tak, warattil and tartil, till you are reciting. And how? Kama kunta, as you used to. Past tense, kana yakunu kunta, as you used to. Turattilu, as you used to recite slowly. Fid dunya. Subhanallah. So if we are going to be reciting and if we are going to be memorizing, only then we will be able to recite in a beautiful way, in with tartil. So we have to make an attempt to recite the Quran with tartil. Learn the rules of tajweed if you do not know, because there it is being said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the angels are will be telling you, oh reciter, oh companion of the Quran, ya sahib al Quran, ikra wartaki warattil.
and recite and keep ascending and recite slowly and nicely, how as you used to recite in the dunya. So we have to see, are we reciting the Quran in this dunya with tartil or no, or are we becoming companions of the Quran or no? And then it will be said to him, fa inna, then indeed, manzilataka, manzilataka, your manzil is to where? In the akhiri, in the, at akhir, last, ayah, at the last ayah, taqra'uha, that you recite, right? So just imagine how much Quran do we have in our hearts today? Without the Mashaf, without Quran in front of our hands, how much are we able to recite? So if it is less you are living today, you can put in the efforts. Just put in the efforts and try to increase this, because on that day you will not have a masaf in your hands. It will be said, recite as you used to recite. So only if you're going to be continuously reciting and memorizing it, you are going to remember it, so that in those times where it is going to be completely any kind of a situation, you will be able to recite only what you know with your memory, and it is strong in your memory. So recite and keep learning as much as possible, and as in an as beautiful way as possible, because there, here also, when we are reciting in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but unfortunately we don't get that feeling. But there you are going to be seeing things with your own eyes. So prepare for that day and put in efforts now, because what it says, kama kunta turattilu fit dunya, as you used to recite in the dunya. So now we are in the dunya, now we have the time. So see to it that you are reciting it with in a good way and trying to memorizing it as much as possible, inshallah. Right. So to build a house in this world, a lot of people will be putting tireless efforts, and we know owning a house and getting a house is so difficult. And the life, the whole life goes to make one house. By the time the house gets ready, we already become old, and some might even die before entering that new house that they've built. So we know that we will not be living in this dunya forever, and in this house and the house in the world forever, not even the next 25 years. We don't know. Now this corona, we don't know how many years, how many people are going to live. So the more we live in this world, the more miserable our old age will be. We should busy ourselves in building a house in Jannah. And for that, and the highest level of Jannah, it is not just going to be that we just sit and say, give me Firdaus, give me the highest level in Firdaus. If the efforts are not there, how are you going to? In dunya, you don't get a house without efforts. How do you think you're going to get in the hereafter? Right? Yes, the mercy of Allah is there, the rahmah of Allah is there, but He is going to see your efforts. Allah Ta'ala says, I'm just going to see your efforts. At least let us put in those efforts. And as I told you, the issue with the hereafter and with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so beautiful. He is not going to see the results. He's going to see your efforts. So just let us at least put in those efforts, and with that, He will give us success in our efforts. So eternal access, the house, in fact, the palaces in Jannah are reserved for the Sahibul Quran. And how long are we going to stay there? Is it only 25 years, or it is 2,500 years, or it is 25,000 years, or million years? No, it is forever and ever and ever. Abadan, abada, abadan, abada, abadan, abada, ever and ever, never ending. So, do we not wish to for that eternal success, that too with the best of the health and comforts? Here, you might build a house and that you are sick and you are not able to enjoy that house. There are people who would have worked their lives and then they created those houses, and now they're sick, and then the last part of the life is going in the hospitals. So how is that going to help you, even if you have a house? So we have to try and see that we get put in efforts now, so that we strive and attain to get that reality there. That is the real reality, not the reality that we are after here in this dunya, and that is eternal success. Don't stop thinking of this. Learn every day. Keep going. We have technically finished this first course, but it is not the end. So we have completed the 20 hours. This is 20 hours. We normally extend a little more because uh, we are able to take little more in the questions wise. But otherwise, the course is designed only for 1 hour. Half of our presentations are there. Now, only 17 steps of this 20 hours remain to complete the whole Quran. As you saw today, the first five ayat, they were so easy. It was not difficult at all. Only few new words, right? So keep going and ask, begging to Allah for steadfastness. Keep making the dua, Rabbi zidni ilma, Rabbi zidni ilma. So we have just taken 6 steps now. We have another 17 steps to, inshallah, complete the full Quran. So, but if the basics are not clear, then you'll find it difficult as we go ahead. So with this, technically, we have completed the 50% Quran in the world. You can see the meter here. We are at 40,000. Double is 80,000. We have 78,000 words. So we have finished 50% of the words. But as you saw in the Ayatul Kursi that we took and the first five verses of Surah Baqarah that we took, we were able to do most of the translations without knowing it. Right. So there will be very few words which will be new for you, and those which you have to work on. Continue the homeworks as I told you in the initial way. So as I told you, be a teacher. The best way is to learn is to teach whatever is small thing that you've learned, one grammatical aspect that you've learned, teach somebody so that you will become pakka in it, inshallah. So they have this teachers training available on the website also. So recite, understand, ponder, implement, propagate, and memorize. So as we saw in that hadith, memorize. What was there? Read. Iqra wartaqi. Right? Iqra wartaki. Just remember these two words, Ikra wartaki, recite and ascend, inshallah. In Urdu, a lot of people say, padta ja, charta ja, padta ja, charta ja. So only if whatever you're going to be having memorized in your hearts is going to help you there to ascend the levels of Jannah, to go at higher levels of Jannah. So if you want higher levels of Jannah, make dua so that you are able to get it easily. It is not just making dua. So like we know we have taken the example of the hadith where that particular Sahabi asked the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, I want your neighborhood or want your closeness in Jannah. He didn't say, okay, granted, I will make dua to Allah Ta'ala and He will do that. He said, help yourself with the sajda. Right? So we have to help ourselves. We cannot just sit and say, okay, give me the highest level of Jannah and expect that we are going to get it without effort. This dunya is for efforts and we have to put in those efforts. If those efforts are not put now, nothing is going to happen automatically. As I told you, in dunya also, without efforts, you get nothing. So how are we going to get it in the akhirah? Right? So let us just ponder over this thing and know the purpose. We have seen this and again and again. The purpose is to understand and implement it on ourselves and receive admonition for ourselves. So we said a lot of things. May Allah make it easy for us to follow all this and make it easy for us to learn the Quran and implement it in our lives. And the whole purpose of learning the Quran is implementation. And if that niyyah is not there, just memorizing it is not going to be sufficient. So your niyyah should be clear that it is for implementation that I am learning this, and ask Allah Ta'ala's help for making that implementation easy because shaitan is after it to make it look difficult. So you have to give that fight. If you do not give that fight, you may not reach that. Shaitan has taken a promise from Allah, and he is taken it till the time we are alive, or till the last day is going to come. So Allah Ta'ala has given him that respite. Allah Ta'ala has given him that time till that day. We have to see that how much efforts are we taking to ward off these evils of whisperings of the shaitan. And we've seen, we've gone through the whole course, and we know the basic techniques of how to go it. It is nothing very big or very difficult. Same small simple surahs are enough for us to be in the protection of Allah. And with the meanings, if you know, inshallah, it will be easy. As we saw today's Ayatul Kursi also, if you are reciting that Ayatul Kursi with full conviction, inshallah, you know that Allah Ta'ala is going to protect you from whatever you want Allah Ta'ala to protect. It is just that it is a state of mind that you are in, the state of your heart that you're in. And the Iman is something, as we know, increases and decreases. So we have to push in enough so that our Iman levels remain high and it remains floating. As we have seen, the word sabaha means to swim, right? For swimming, we know what we need to do is to just keep pushing. Whenever anybody is being taught swimming, first thing is start kicking, and then second thing is hand movement. It indicates that there is dynamicity, and if you leave all that, then you can drown. So same way, sabbaha means to keep that thing active, to keep the praise of Allah active all the time, like a swimmer would need to be continuously moving his hands to remain afloat, and we have to keep afloat this praise of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and that is sabbaha that we say. So inshallah, with this, technically we have finished the course. The last homeworks will be there, so you all can send that. And as I told you, next time on we will have a revision of the last five sessions that we have done, and then after that, inshallah, we will take the question and answers once, so that uh, people who have not been able to do and have difficulties and are not able to send, at least they will be able to see that and understand the difficulties that are arising in that, inshallah. With that, I am done, and if there are any questions, I'm open to questions. Anybody who wants to ask a question can unmute their mic and ask the questions.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
This umbrella was used in present and past both.
No, just a moment.
Please
Your
explain it.
voice is not
Umbrella.
very. Yeah, just a moment. Your voice is not very clear. I'll just reduce my. Can we come?
Umbrella.
Yeah, can we come again with the question?
Umbrella. Umbrella.
Unzila, huh?
What?
Yeah. So at
Yeah.
one place it has been correct. I got it. At one place it has been translated in the present tense, and one case it is past tense. It is actually a passive voice, which we have not done yet.
Okay.
Unzila means which is sent down, right? So it is not. It is in the past tense only, but it is in passive form. Passive form would mean ye ho gaya ya ye kiya gaya. That way. So it is actually there they have translated in the English in present tense because the word is ilaika. So the Allah Ta'ala is talking to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, right? The word
Mm.
technically, grammatically is a passive voice, but since
Mm.
the talk is between Allah Ta'ala and the Prophet, the first one indicates that there is a live talk going on. Like which means second person means the person across us. That's why they've translated it as in present tense. And the second part, which is already done because that has been already revealed to the prophets before. That's why they have translated it as a past tense. But the word meaning is basically grammatically a passive voice. Nazil kiya gaya.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you got it, or it is still
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah. Jazakallah. Jazakallah. I got it. That's it.
Any other so passive voice we have not done yet. Inshallah, as
Mm-hmm.
we go ahead and we go to the second book, we are going to have all that. This was just basic. In fact, we have not done very other basic things which normally other Arabic grammar starts like mudaf mudaf ali and things like that, but that will cover inshallah in the second part. But this concept of how a pronoun gets attached and all that is a very basic concept, and that's why they have put this in the first thing. So if you understand this, then a lot of words become very easy. Otherwise, you'll see one word and it has whom attached to it and who attached to it and ka attached to it, and then there's a lot of confusion. So here they've started with clarifying those concepts which are actually more basic. Once we come to the passive and active voice and all that, all those things will inshallah get clear. So we have those dedicated chapters for that. So as we go ahead, inshallah, all that should become easy.
And you recited that Al Qayyum.
Yeah.
Kama yakumu. Please explain Kama yakumu.
A'malukum.
Al
A'malukum
Qayyum. Al
means
Qayyum.
your a'mal, and
Kama. Al Qayyum. Al Qayyum. Al
qayyum. Yeah.
Qayyum. Kama yakumu. Kama
Correct.
yakumu.
Correct. Very good. So qama yaqumu means to establish, and from that, like alima means he knew. Okay, alima means
Mm.
he knew, and allama means he taught. Right. So
Mm.
allama, with that shadda that is added, the meaning changes and it makes it more intense. One, and it indicates continuity of that movement because teaching is something which is a never-ending process. Right.
Mm.
So same way, qama yaqumu had the root words are qaf, ya, and mim, and then when it goes into this form, which is a derived form like allama, it becomes qayyama. Right.
Mm.
Are you getting
Mm.
it? Like we have
Yeah.
ain, lam, mim as root words in alima, which means he
Mm.
knew, and when it becomes allama,
Alima.
allama, it means he taught. Right. So this is basically mazid fi, which also we have in the second session. But just to give you an example, qama yaqumu is the trilateral, and when it becomes in the form of allama, then it becomes qayyama, means to establish or to make somebody strong, or to basically kind of an establish. But there, sustain and protect is what its meaning was given, because the action is done on somebody else. Like alima means to and allama means the action is done on somebody else. So ama means you stand, and qayyama means to make somebody else stand. Are you getting the concept?
Kama Yusan.
No, ama means he stood, right? And qayyama means he made somebody else stand, something like that. एक एक बैठा और एक बिठाया, एक जाना और एक सिखाया. So same way, kama means he stood and qayyama means he made somebody else stand. Very simply put it, but the extended meaning of it becomes that to strengthen somebody, to make somebody stand. कायम
Mm.
रखना, कोई चीज को कायम रखना.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Jazakallah khair.
Yeah. So with that, no, if you know there, inshallah, when we have not done that chapter yet, but in the second book it is there, where we will be learning the extended forms, or mazid fi it is called in Arabic. So when we learn those forms, then the beauty of the Quran will also change, because when you know the root word is this, and now from this root word this meaning is coming, then the beauty becomes little different than you just knowing meaning. Okay, this meaning of word, this word is this, and this uh, the meaning of this word is this. So once you know that where that root is coming from, for example, alima and allama, you know that it is coming from knowledge, and then how it is used in allama, that way. So when you, there are a lot of other words, but once you know that concept, the beauty of the Quran would completely change.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Any other questions? Anybody who wants to ask a question should unmute his mic and then ask a question, so that that question is audible.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
Wa
barakatuh.
alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Though we have a Quran in front of us, but in the ayat, Zalikal Kitabullah La Rayba Fi.
Correct.
So Zalika indicate that.
Correct.
Huh.
I
So
just I
can
had
you
spoken about
explain?
it in the, yeah, I had spoken about it when I was taking that ayat also. It is to show the importance of it. You know, it is like in Urdu saying, you know, मेरा बाप वो है जो ये कर सकता है. You know, instead of saying मेरा बाप ये कर सकता है, you will say, you to make it more emphatic, to make it like a punchline. मेरा बाप वो है जो ये कर, वो मेरा बाप वो कर सकता है, मतलब वो चीज कर सकता है. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So
Yeah.
it is trying to say कि ये वो किताब है. You know, this is that book. So to make it short, rather than saying this is that book, Allah Ta'ala has just choose the word Zalik, means that book. वो किताब जो. So you know, Quran has very concise, and Quran has got and it doesn't go into details of things. So by using that, it is indicating this is that book. It there are two, three other interpretations also, which is that book means the book which is with Allah in Lawh Mahfuz. That is one of the interpretations. That book in which there is no doubt, though the book is in front of us, but it is like saying ये वो किताब है जो. You know, are you getting it? एक बोलना कि
Yeah.
ये किताब में doubt नहीं है. It's a simple way of saying it. But when I say it कि ये वो किताब है जिसमें doubt नहीं है.
Shows
So
more importance.
yeah, so it is increases the importance of the thing. So that's why the Quran is balaga of the language. You know, the Arabs at that time also had a very rich language taste. So it is that kind of language which Allah Ta'ala is using here, and it just indicates how you know, you cannot have a simple translation of the Quran. So when you get that feeling, then you'll know ki why that is being used, and once you know that why that is being used, the beauty of that ayah is completely different than seeing that book where in which there is no doubt. Right? So you get the feel difference once you know that book, वो किताब जिसमें कोई doubt नहीं है, and saying ये किताब में doubt नहीं है. Two simple sentences. ये किताब में doubt नहीं है, and to say ये वो किताब जिसमें doubt ही नहीं है. Right? So it is that. I hope that clears
Jazakallah.
your doubt.
Yeah, yeah. Jazakallah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah. Any other questions from anybody else? So few specific things that were just an additional grammatical thing, that wow and pesh that is added extra in the past tense, just make a note of that, and inshallah that will help you in your homework also. And see to it that the Ayatul Kursi you now take it with each word meaning, and try to understand each word whenever you're reciting Ayatul Kursi. Right? Any further questions anybody has? We are already at 11:30. If no, then we can wind up for the day. Okay, so inshallah, if there are no questions, then we can stop for the day. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.